Hi there, everyone. My name is Advocate Usman, and today we'd be talking about AI and legal technology, and how has AI impacted the legal industry. So, starting off with the use of AI in the legal practice, particularly in legal research and e-discovery, we see numerous amounts of work that's been done, and we see a tremendous change and a tremendous shift when it comes to AI being a assistant rather than a replacement. It works as an assistance tool. It doesn't necessarily work as a tool that's going to replace obviously the human mind or the human intellect. But nevertheless, lawyers who tend not to use, or solicitors who tend not to use, or legal practitioners who tend not to use AI in their legal research methods, they do seem to lag behind in a lot of things, such as the productivity of their time management, or their time productivity, or their skills, or the amount of time that they take to do one task in comparison to another person doing the same task using AI. It's really fascinating, to be honest, how AI has affected our lives when we're talking about machine usage and machine learning in a very different sense altogether. It doesn't come close to where we were 20 years ago in legal research. Then obviously we have, apart from research and e-discovery, we have document automation, where you can basically instruct AI to construct a document, or to draft a document, or a simpler document. Obviously, it has to be reviewed. The terms have to be tailored to the business requirements or to the requirements of your client. But nevertheless, it gives you a draft. It gives you a template, and that template can be used in your business. In businesses that you're advising for, or that you're representing. Obviously, those templates could even be used in court proceedings and everything. But at the end of the day, that part of AI, where you need to structure, the one problem that AI has had in this at the moment, it's facing a challenge that it's facing is tailoring a document as per the needs of and the requirements of its user. Now, a lot of the times when we advise or when we're instructed by a client, that instruction is specific, client specific. It's not general. It's really tailored to that client only. And when we tailor our own documents according to the client, they are very specific. Another thing that comes to mind is legal review and predictive legal analysis. It's been said that AI has the tendency of making stuff up. In very simple terms, it basically hallucinates. It's been said that to hallucinate ideas or cases or laws which do not exist, but it says that it does exist, which is really alarming, isn't it? When your reliance is on a machine, and you think that that machine would come up with something really advanced, and yet it lags behind that qualitative nature of the document that it produces. So it's really something that needs to be reviewed, and that needs to be looked into by legal experts, which obviously is something that needs to be taken into consideration. Another thing is case management. Now, this is one thing that I've worked in as a solicitor, as a associate solicitor at my previous law firms, and I've seen that AI has done remarkable in case management systems, where integrated systems have made it possible to have client billings, client document saving, client information saving, and every other automated things. It's really automated, and everything is really going by the book, and everything is really compliant by the laws of the of your financial laws, such as your auditing laws, such as your compliance regulations, and every other regulation there is. It's really done a remarkable job. Again, as I said, AI can be considered as an assistant, but not as a replacement of legal professionals. Information and marketing, again, it's a really great tool. The things that you want to put on social media, be that anything, it just remarkably delivers on the things that it says that it can deliver on, at least to the part of where it's the philosophy behind AI is that it creates an artificial type of a person that you would expect another person to be, but it's not, and it's not its own person. Do you get me? It's not a person that you say that, oh, you have your own mind, you can think, here's a file and deal with it however you may please. It can't do that. Not at least at the moment. It's not capable of doing that. So the only thing it's capable of doing is taking instructions and acting on those instructions. And even then, it has a very limited reliance spam that we can obviously rely on. The information that it provides that we can rely on, it's really small and really it's really limited at the moment. And then obviously we have another problem is of privacy, data protection, conflict of interests, and duty of confidentiality. Privacy, obviously, anything that goes into the AI system can come out of the AI system, obviously, and it's not. It's really integrated with other systems as well. So that's another thing that anything that AI creates, it's readily available. Your try strategy may be available. Your deposition strategies may be available. Anything that you do with AI, again, it's a tool. It can be used by your opposing counsel as well. It will give a similar answer to any question that you ask. So there is that kind of a privacy and data protection that's a problem. And again, there's a conflict of interest and duty of confidentiality that we need to see that. I mean, is AI as a tool? Can it be a confidential tool if we instruct AI to act on a file? Would that be a confidential material, or would that be readily available to the public at large? These are some questions that really come up when you're dealing with AI as even an assistant or as a assistive tool. Then there is, again, as I said, there is lack of human judgment and interpretation. To interpret the law and to interpret the spirit of the law, you need a human. You cannot have a robot understand what the term shall, or what the term may, or what the term should, or what the term can mean. Obviously, you need a judge, or you need a legal person, or you need a person with emotions, and you need a person with a legal intellect and a legal acumen to understand these words and understand the spirit behind these words, and why were they used, when they were used. So these are the things that need to be understood while using AI as a tool. I understand that there's a lot of hype at the moment. It's that we can use AI as a tool, and we can see that, or I mean, it would replace lawyers and solicitors and barristers and whatnot. And this is just an imaginary unicorn that we've imagined, and that we've built up in our own heads, that someday this will be possible, which is not, until and unless there comes a day when AI understands human judgment, and AI understands human emotion, and AI understands why does a specific thing needs to be done in can be done in numerous other ways, and there are different answers to different scenarios. This is the beauty of the law, isn't it? That whenever you're following the letter of the law, and your opposing counsel is following the letter of the law, you're both following the letter of the law, but there are two different interpretations, and then there's a third interpretation, and that is of the judge. It's not necessarily that his interpretation of the law would be similar to either yours or the opposing counsel's. It could be completely different. He could see things differently. This is why we have a very strong principle of precedence. This is why we have a very strong and a very open principle of laws being open for discussion, laws being open for interpretation. And interpretation is the tool that we as humans do, not as robots. We have emotions towards those laws, we have sentiments towards those laws, we have our own judgment towards those laws, and obviously there are biases as well. We as humans have our own biases, so we function within those parameters that we've set, and I don't think that it would ever be possible that AI could ever come close to that judgment, or close to that trust, transparency, or that competent representation that a qualified solicitor, or a qualified and trained barrister, and a qualified and trained advocate would be able to provide. So this is just my take on AI. Obviously, there could be that I am wrong, and there could be that I may be. I mean, it's possible that I may be mistaken in a lot of things, but this is just my understanding of AI, and this is just my understanding that AI needs to be regulated. It's a machine, it's a species, it's a digital species. Let's just say that it's a digital species, but nevertheless, it needs to be regulated when we are making use of it in our organizations, in our law firms, in our judiciary. We are using it. Don't get me wrong. We are using this fantastic tool in our daily lives, but we need to regulate it. And should we regulate it as a person, as a digital person, or should we regulate it as a digital property? Another issue that comes to mind is the IP that the AI generates. Is it of the person that's created that AI, or is it the person that has inputted his ideas within AI, and AI has generated another idea or something like that? So there are a lot of questions that come to mind, and there are a lot of, obviously, answers are being given by the judiciary in IP cases. When the judge said that, in the case, I believe the judge said that the IP could not be of the person could not be of the AI that's been created to specifically design something. It cannot be of that AI or that digital species. It should be of a person, because our laws, again, we need to understand that our laws are enacted for people to understand what and to be regulated by. It's not for some digital species to be regulated by. Again, as I said, we need policies in place for regulating AI as a person, because tomorrow we don't know, can AI be an agent in our property transactions? If it was, and if it can be an agent, then obviously the definition of agent would need to have an extra added definition of AI agents. As such, we need AI representation, AI legal representation, negligence by AI in medical fields, negligence by AI in construction fields. Everything needs to be obviously re-looked and reassessed in terms of this new species in question. And I think it's really interesting where we headed, because it's just the the digital industry. It's done wonders in the past few years, and I think the next few years would be the deciding factor for humanity as a whole, whether or not they would be confident and comfortable in introducing policies in place for a digital species, and would it be able to recognize AI as an agent, or AI as a person for that matter. So that's my take. Thank you so much. If you have any views, comment down in the link below, in the comment section below. And if you want to have a chat, we can always obviously have we can always have a chat. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on my email or on my direct message. Thank you.